What's up, everyone? It's Fuzzy. Welcome back to yet another MLB recap. Giancarlo Stanton is hitting like MVP Marlins Giancarlo Stanton, and his teammate, I don't know what was going on here, but he literally looked like he got possessed. Ramon Laureano is playing like juiced baseball's 2021 Tatis. He's been the best Padres outfield bat since getting traded for. Ryan Helsley has kind of had the opposite trade deadline impact as Ramon Laureano. He melted down again, and this Brice Turang fellow, the second baseman for the Brewers, he might be having one of the best months of August by any second baseman ever. George Springer hit two baseballs that almost combined for 900 feet, and Riley Greene, he might have hit one baseball 900 feet for his first career grand slam. Like, I think that went over the batter's eye. We'll talk about all of that and more in today's MLB recap. Remember, recap is a series which we do exactly that. We recap every baseball game almost every single day, so thanks for growing the game with me by leaving likes and hitting that subscribe button. And if you're going to any baseball games, sporting events, or concerts anytime soon, don't forget to save yourself 20 bucks off on SeatGeek using code Fuzzy. And if you like fantasy sports, remember, football's around the corner. Be sure to download Underdog Fantasy from the App Store or the Google Play Store with my code Fuzzy. All you have to do is put in $5 and they'll give you $50 instantly. You're welcome. This breaking news literally made me say out loud, oh my God, Nathan Eovaldi, who right now would be a top 3 Cy Young guy. A lot of people have him first over a Nathan Eovaldi or a Crochet. I'm not one of those people, but Nathan, he's out for the rest of the season with a rotator cuff issue. He's coming off a dominant 9 strikeout performance with no walks. He has a 1.4 ERA his last 17 starts. This is a massive blow to a Rangers team who added at the deadline, and they've been playing a little bit better as of late. And look at this. You won't believe what happened next. Patrick Corbin, he must have jumped in a DeLorean or something like that, because he went back in time and brought back 2018 Patrick Corbin in response to the Rangers losing Nathan Eovaldi. I don't think we've ever done this in recap history, but I'm going to show all of Corbin's highlights first, then we'll show the offense. Patrick Corbin went 8 shutout. Let me repeat that. 8 shutout with 8 strikeouts, and the cherry on top, he only allowed 3 base hits and 1 walk. Corbin, he finished 5th in Cy Young back in 2018. This was his best start in years, and it happened right when Nathan Eovaldi went down, so I had to tip my cap to that. Patrick's offense gave him a 7-spot Adolis Garcia double in the first, and after Young and Freeman made it 3-0, Michael Hellman and the Power Bats, they woke up. Higashioka hit one out, Corey Seager blasted away, but so did Zach Neto and Joe Adell. These were not off of Patrick Corbin. Neto has back-to-back games with a home run. He has 23 home runs and 23 stolen bases. Trout singled ahead of a Joe Adell 2-run home run. This is Joe Adell's first time in the big leagues reaching 30 home runs on a season. The Rangers, they still take it. They're 4.5 games back of a wild card, and if you guys did not know, their plus 63 run differential is the 4th best in the entire American League. Atlanta fans gotta be wondering where the heck this was in the first half. They're just casually watching their team score 10+ every other 3 games. Now it's just too late. Same with Pirates fans, but we'll talk about them and the Yankees and the Dodgers and the Padres right after this. Of course, Jacob Marcy is driving in more runs, but that kind of just seemed to bother the Braves. Ozzie, he belted one out, and it took a while for the Braves to score again because Sandy locked back in, but the Braves, they teed off for 9 in the 9th inning. Former Marlin Vidal Brujan, who was traded to the Cubs for Matt Mervis, they've both been DFA'd by their new teams. That is a double. Drake Baldwin, he's been the Marlins' daddy in his rookie season. 2 more RBIs. Eli White, he matched those 2 after a Ronald Acuna Jr. bases loaded walk. And Ozzie Albies, he did it again, a 3-run home run. The Braves, honestly, they're looking prime for a big 2026 if they can just stay healthy. The Pirates didn't score 9 in 1 inning, but they did pop off for an 8 spot before the 4th inning. Wilson Contreras, he got a 6-game suspension for going off on an umpire, throwing gum, and hitting his own coach with his own bat, but he's appealing. That's why he's able to be out there. Bryan Reynolds, he's finally looking like Bryan Reynolds. He's hitting .310 with 14 RBIs his last 20 games. Andrew McCutchen keeps climbing up the hits list. He just passed Hall of Famer Edgar Martinez in base hits with a 2-run knock. Captain Jack Sawinski added an RBI extra base hit, and then Reynolds made it a 2-double night. He has a 995 OPS over those last 20 games we were talking about. Henry Davis, he's the key. If he actually bounces back and breaks out and becomes that #1 overall pick, Pittsburgh's offense will be infinitely better. Baseball is hard though, just ask Nolan Gorman. He had 27 home runs in 2023. He has 32 total home runs since, but that's a long 2-run blast. That was kind of it for this game. The Pirates, they've won 5 of their last 6 as their offense. They've been cooking. Guys, Giancarlo Stanton hasn't been this locked in since he won MVP in 2017. I guess we're talking about the regular season because he's 2017 Stanton every single postseason. Volpe's back in the lineup. He went 0 for 4. He's now batting .206 on the season. Anyway, we saw CJ driving the game's first run. Stanton. He's about to clear some bases. I thought that he had a grand slam. He missed it by a foot. Luis Gil, this was a little bit scary because the velocity was down, which brought the staff out there. They had a meeting on the mound, and he stayed in. Luckily, he gassed it back up to 95, which is still a little bit low, but we'll have to track that for the rest of the season. Why are we still running on Cody Bellinger in the big 2025? He absolutely hosed James Wood trying for home. Fernando Cruz, I have to show the strikeout. I've never seen someone so possessed looking or angry after a strikeout. Maybe he was just upset that he wasn't allowed to finish because Tim Hill, he came in and he got out of that bases loaded jam. Stanton, I think he was mad he didn't have a grand slam earlier. He goes 451 feet to Neptune. All 5 of the Yankees runs were courtesy of Giancarlo Stanton, and check out his stats. Over his last 35 games, he's batting .360 with 16 home runs and 39 RBIs. By the way, he's up to 446 home runs for his career, so he's getting close to 450 and eventually, hopefully, 500. And naturally, after that Yankee win, the Red Sox somehow unlocked vintage Lucas Giolito. Seeing Giolito and Patrick Corbin be insane on the same day just made me feel old because we haven't seen this in a long time. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Kyle Bradish is back. I didn't know that, but he had 2 strikeouts in his first inning back after Tommy John. He had 10 total strikeouts in this one. Lucas Giolito, obviously, he was a bit more efficient, but he still had 8 strikeouts. Trevor Story, a milestone home run, 200 home runs for his career. He also has 152 stolen bases. I need him to get into 200. David Hamilton, imagine if this guy gets hot because he is one of the fastest guys in baseball with some hitting capabilities. Bradish, that's his 10th strikeout. I hate knowing that it literally meant nothing because Lucas went 8 innings, ended 8 shutout with his 8th strikeout after allowing just 2 base hits. He is now 9-2 on the season. David Hamilton was literally given a free 3 RBI day because this 2-run double dropped. I don't know what Beavers was doing. I would probably just laugh it off like Yennier Cano because what else can you do? That's why ERA is a little bit stupid sometimes. Those runs are earned runs against Yennier Cano. The Red Sox, they've won 2 games in a row. The Yankees have won 3 in a row. The Mets can also go on a little win streak, which would mean that the Phillies would be on a losing streak. Look at this stop from Francisco Lindor. He helps keep it scoreless, but Harper is now 3 for 3 in the game already. It's hard to keep the 2-timer at bay. He's been a little bit slow to start the series. It was only a matter of time. Now the Mets, they bounced back literally 3 minutes after Harper peppered a single. 2 former Nationals at it. So we have Bryce Harper, the former National, and Juan Soto, the former National. He drove in a lefty-lefty RBI. Jesus Luzardo was mad after a walk. He told the umpire to wake the F up. This is not the minor leagues. Orion Kerkering, he inherited a mess. The bases are loaded. Nobody out. Pete Alonso, it's not hit a ton. Weston Wilson can get there. No, he can't. It's a 2-run double. Mark Vientos, I mean, he might end up with 100 RBIs, even though he was really slow to start the season. That's how good he's been at driving in runs lately. Nimmo made it a 5-run fifth. The Mets, they are feeling themselves. But it's back to a 2-run game because Sosa, he's way too fast, even if Lindor fielded it. Harrison Bader, I cannot believe this. Another Ryan Helsley meltdown. Bader's up to a 126 OPS plus as a Philly. Johan Duran, who's another newcomer. We have newcomers all over the place. He allowed 4 straight singles, including a walk-off single to Brandon Nimmo. The Mets have won 9 in a row at home against the Phillies. They're back to within 4 games of first place. Another newcomer coming up, the Ramon Laureano trade might go down as one of the best deadline deals in Padres history. That's how insane he's been. Right off the back of Xander driving in the first run, Ramon lifted off for a grand slam. He has 6 home runs and 20 RBIs his first 24 games as a Padre. Since last year, dating back over his last 162 games, he's batting .298 with 30 home runs. Of course, he broke out after stinking it up with the Guardians last year. Randy, Mr. Rosarena just torched a baseball, but he told himself scoreboard. He mashed that mammoth 3-run home run to the second deck, but he told his teammates to chill. We still have some work to do. And his teammates went back to work. Cal and J-Rod got on for Gino, who just socked his 41st home run of the season. That is the second 3-run home run of the inning for the Mariners. The Mariners are on top, only to see Cronenworth slice a baseball to left field and 99 bunt in MLB The Show. Freddie Fermin, one of the best bunters in baseball, he laid it down for the lead. By the way, I just did a bunting gameplay on my gaming channel, Fuzzy Gaming. Make sure you guys go subscribe to my gaming channel. We're so close to 100K. Robert Suarez reclaimed his MLB lead over Carlos Estevez with his 35th save. That's a bad L for the Mariners. Anytime we talk Padres, we got to go find the Dodgers, and also anytime we talk about Seattle, we have to talk about Houston, so we'll get there after this Dodgers and Reds game. No RBI for Freddie already because Austin Hayes threw a baseball to Narnia. The Reds defense has been really sloppy in this series. Enrique, he's back. That is a sac fly for the fan favorite. Kershaw, he was awesome, and he's been awesome all month. He blanked Cincinnati over 5. He struck out 6 without walking anyone. He turned in a 1.88 ERA with a 2.5 FIP this month because he only had 3 walks all of August, which is insane. Will Smith, it's nice to see him barrel up a baseball because he's been slumping as of late. And yeah, you can tell that Noelvi Marte is a first-time center fielder. Rojas got blessed with a 2-run double. Ohtani cashed him in. Austin Hayes, he did kind of make up for his sin earlier with a 2-run home run. Tanner Scott, he's completely okay with that because now it's a save opportunity. He has 20 saves. He has 0 strikeouts in his first few games back, but also he hasn't allowed any runs. The Dodgers are 76-57, still 1 game up on the Padres. Houston's facing off against the Rockies, and they should be able to put another game between them and Seattle. Psych! Exclaims the Rockies. Yordan Alvarez, he's back. He had a hand issue for a while. He takes a walk. Jesus Sanchez with a big man swing, 1 foot away from 440 feet. But it was all Rockies after that. Jeremy Pena, that is an ouchie. That error allowed a big rally for the Rockies. Tyler put the tie in his name with a ground out, so Freeman ties it. And Mickey Moniak, he's just way too good against righties, even if that righty is Hunter Brown. Another Hunter Goodman. The first home run that Hunter Brown has allowed in over a month. Goodman has 26 home runs, and he's not a Coors Field merchant. He has a higher OPS on the road than he does at home. Mickey Moniak then laced a 2-run double, so he secures a 3 RBI game. Jordan Beck, he had a nice little sliding web gem to end the Astros' final rally attempt as Tanner Gordon, he goes 6 innings, just 1 earned run. The Astros and the Mariners, just like the Dodgers and the Padres, no one budges. The Mariners, they stay 1.5 games back of the Astros. We just saw Jesus Sanchez just miss 440 feet. William Contreras got there and beat it. That is a 441-foot 2-run perfect demo job. And then the switch thrower rookie had a 2-run extra base hit. Yes, Anthony Siegler, he throws righty as a catcher, lefty as anything else. Blake Perkins, he gave the Miz a 6-run lead in Jacob. He was the leading Diamondbacks hitters until Gabriel Moreno deleted another baseball. A 94-mile-per-hour slider is cool and all unless it slides directly down the middle. Miz, he was still nasty though. He had 10 strikeouts, just 1 walk. He has 65 strikeouts in 43 innings, but we do have to keep in mind that he has a terrible 6.5 ERA since the All-Star break. Maybe the spotlight got too bright. Put the spotlight on this guy now. Brice Turang Taters are back. I can't believe these stats, actually, because it's Brice Turang. I thought that he was going to be a 20 home run guy, like that's his ceiling. He has 9 home runs this month. He's hitting .343 versus lefties. Remember, he's a platinum glover who can steal bases as well. He might be one of the greatest cards ever if MLB The Show gives him a 99 for this month. The Snakes, wait, hold up. They want to win. Perdomo singled in Jake McCarthy. Ketel Marte lifted a sac fly. And Corbin Carroll, he was gift wrapped an RBI double thanks to Isaac Collins dropping a fly ball, which rarely happens. Corbin was credited with a base hit. And now we're tied. Ildemaro and Perdomo. By the way, Perdomo has 86 RBIs. His F4 is now over 5.5. He has an almost 400 on base this year as well. He's turning into a superstar. Shelby Miller, he was deployed to keep it 5-5. He does his job. William Contreras, he starts off the final inning with a hit. Then there was back-to-back walks. Backus, he's out there for the Diamondbacks. And Isaac Collins, he walks it off. Backus could not save it. The Brewers, they have 83 wins. Gotta recap the Cubs game now. Wait, actually, Jesus went 439 feet. William went 441. Springer went 445. The at-bat after he went 433. Here's the 433-foot moonshot. That was his 23rd home run. Now he has 24 home runs with his 28th career multi-home run game. He's batting .301 on the season with 24 home runs and a 153 OPS plus. My goodness. Luke Keeschel, he slowed up a little bit, but maybe this heats him back up. A 2-run whistler to ruin Chris Bassett's chance at 6 shutout. Look at Addison Barger out there flying in right field. He robs Brooks Lee of a probable RBI double. It's still a sac fly to make it a 1-run game. Now it's tied. Mickey Gasper pimped his first big league home run. Jeff Hoffman has now blown 7 saves this year. Matt Wallner, this dude only hits rockets. A 3-run home run. He has 3 consecutive games with the home run. 9 home runs his last 22 games. Varsho, he tried to rally the troops a little bit with an RBI 2-bagger. Vladdy, he got the crowd to pop, but they got baited. Topa now has 4 saves. The Jays are 5-5 their last 10. The Giants are also 5-5 their last 10, but they're kind of riding the ship. They've won 3 games in a row. Verlander, he's looking for his very first win at home this year, and this strikeout right here to Kyle Tucker is history. He just passed Walter Johnson for the 9th most strikeouts of all time, and then the first ended on an awful call. I mean, when you're a future Hall of Famer, you're going to get those calls sometimes. Wilmer Flores homered for the 14th time, the first time in a while, and that was ahead of a Cubs rally to briefly take the lead as Matt Shaw and Carson Kelly had RBI singles with a PCA double in between. But staying with doubles, Matos and Ramos, they both doubled to retie it, so that is Ramos' 23rd double. Devers had a stinger, like he got beat, but it still worked out. Ramos was off of the races on contact. It's now 3-2 for JV. Make it 5-2. Matt Chapman, he's nearing a 4 WAR despite missing 40-plus games. He has 17 home runs. He's also 1 home run away from 200 for his career. This is the same dude that has 110 defensive run saves. Ryan Walker, he has 12 saves. That is Justin Verlander's first win at home this year. The Giants have won 3 games in a row, but they're still 7 games back of the wild card. How does this sentence even make sense? The Tigers, they got 4 RBIs from Riley Greene, a home run from Colt Keith, and they still might have lost. Well, this could be a reason why. Jay Willie, he socked a 3-run home run. Jacob Wilson has 2 home runs and 6 runs batted in his last 3 games. Remember, he's a contact king who has power. I need you guys to guess the distance on this Riley Greene swing. It went, I think, over the batter's eye. His first grand slam is a 975-foot moonshot. Okay, it actually went 471 feet. That ball was deleted. Soderstrom, that's an RBI. Wilson, he beat a double play to regain the lead. And it's going to go bye-bye on this Colt Keith home run. Colt Keith has 14 home runs and a shockingly good 115 OPS+. McKinstry is now clutching up all the way in the 10th inning. Kerry Carpenter scores. Will Vest, he's in for the save. Sodi, his second game-tying RBI, and he's up to 76 RBIs and a 125 OPS+. It's now up to my friend Darrell Hernandez. He has one of the best eyes in baseball. He showed it right there with the walk-off walk. The A's are 20-10 their last 30 games. No BS, how many home runs do we think Colson Montgomery would have if he was the opening day shortstop for the White Sox? Maybe 50, because he has a home run in 4 consecutive games. 14 in his first 43. That is a 52 home run pace over a full season. He's been so good that Byron Buxton asked for his bat and for an autograph after this game. We have another rookie going crazy, Kyle Teel, with his 3rd multi-hit game his last 4. He's batting .340 with an over 900 OPS in the second half. Lenyn Sosa, he now has 29 RBIs in 32 games since the All-Star break. Miguel Vargas, he walked home on a wild pitch, all while Martin Perez dazzled again. 1 base hit over 7 scoreless. He has a 2 ERA in 13 games, but he will not be getting a W because the Royals roared back. You have 2 from runner in scoring position machine Maikel Garcia, another 2 from Michael Massey, who's been in the argument for one of the worst players in baseball. Those are his first RBI since May. Kyle Isbell, he's been a monster in the second half. He's batting .315 with a .395 on base. And Carlos Estevez, he reties Robert Suarez. They both have 35. The Royals, they're 29-21 their last 50. They could be a problem. They're 3 games back of the Mariners for the wild card. The Guardians used to be known as a pitching factory. Then we witnessed the downfall of Tristan McKenzie and now this year Tanner Bybee. Gavin Williams, he still walks 4 every other start, but maybe, just maybe, this Parker Messick kid can be the real deal and show that Cleveland is still very much a pitching factory. You just saw Parker get a 3-run lead thanks to Manzardo, Bo Naylor, and Brian Rocchio. Messick's family was in attendance, and he absolutely paints. The legs, they go flying, and he has some freaking bite on these pitches. He had 6 strikeouts over 7 scoreless. He just became the 2nd pitcher ever to have 6+ strikeouts without allowing more than 1 run or more than 1 walk in their first 2 career starts. Cade Smith got the save. The Guardians, they avoid losing 7 in a row. They're 5 games back. I'm crossing my fingers. I need the Guardians back in the playoffs. I need my team in October. And there we have it, another recap in the books. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Also, be sure to subscribe to Fuzzy Gaming. I have a really fun gameplay coming out with the 99 Tatis and some other fun cheating players. So, see you guys there on Fuzzy Gaming, and enjoy the web gems.
There's Matos. Smith makes the catch. Next year, this one is ripped down to third. Diving stop by Young. What a play.